Uganda surprised us in the best possible way. A country of deep forests, beautiful savannas, thundering waterfalls and rare wildlife encounters. From tracking mountain gorillas in the misty hills of Bwindi to releasing a rescued pangolin back into the wild. From drifting along the Nile at its very source to winding through Queen Elizabeth National Park and witnessing the power of the Sipi Falls. Uganda is an absolute gem of an overland destination. See it for yourself and wander along with us through the Pearl of Africa.
We made it to the Northern Hemisphere.
We are Carla and Lida, and we swapped the career ladder for something totally different. Wandering the world in our Land Rover Defender, Pango. We bought it sight unseen in Africa while still living in Europe, and we converted it into a full-time overlanding vehicle. We hit the road in Africa and dreamed to travel the world. Wander along.
Otters. Welcome back, everyone. We are in Uganda.
We crossed the border in the south, coming from Rwanda, and after a stopover at Lake Mutanda, we headed north the next day. Right from the start, we loved the nature and the vibe in Uganda. We are approaching Bwindi National Park. I think we're already in the park officially. Although until up here we didn't see a lot of the original forestation. Lots of farming still, planted trees as you can see there. And we're gonna do something super exciting tomorrow morning. We hope to see mountain gorillas. It will be a truly special experience.
Yes, and the Bwindi impenetrable forest.
Bwindi is one of Africa's most biodiverse forests and home to roughly half of the world's remaining mountain gorillas. Morning. It's early.
Yes.
But for a special reason. Hopefully. Yes. Gorilla trekking today. After singing and dancing, the Batra tribe, also known as the Pygmies, and hiking, us, we found them halfway during the day. Mountain gorillas. Spending an hour with these gentle giants, watching them feed, play and interact is one of the most intimate wildlife experiences we've had so far. Good morning. We are driving out of Lushaga, where we had an amazing gorilla experience. The weather is good now, we're happy. It wasn't that way 2 days ago.
Landslides came by just after we had passed.
It was raining like we've never seen before.
Apparently it was raining so much even in the east of Uganda, the west of Kenya, that it caused massive earth movements and people also died. So it was not normal.
We drove through the park to the other end of it, to a little corner of Uganda on the border with Congo. A place we didn't accidentally find. We were on our way to Pangolin Rescue Center, Uganda.
It's really special to drive in these rainforests, huh? Really wild. There's nobody here. These old trees, everything is overgrown, and it feels like you can find some mystery. Pango is farting black. The exhaust gases are the last 2 weeks,
It's very black. Yeah, so it can be the diesel that is lesser quality.
I hope it's that.
Interesting to tell. We're at 2,500 meters just below. We're now descending again.
In a rainforest.
It is so beautiful here. Wow. Who wants hot chocolate?
Yes! So, long day with some rough roads.
Cool roads, but rough roads.
Very cool through the rainforest, through Bwindi. But it took a very long time for a short distance. But we have arrived at the Pangolin Rescue Center, Pangolin Rescue Camp. And yeah, we are stoked because hopefully tomorrow we will see some pangolins. Yeah, they said that they might even go and release one tomorrow in Bwindi, so that's good for the pangolin. So this is another species that we haven't seen before. This is the white-bellied pangolin. So
yeah, a tree pangolin.
Yes.
It is also called.
Yeah, so they climb into trees to get all their termites and ants. So very excited, and now we're just being good girls and making hot chocolate.
They are not environmental friendly, but people prefer them even to be. It's actually supposed to be maintained on this level, but the price of it has really. My name is Moses Alinaitwe. I'm the founder of Pangolin Rescue Center Uganda. We've been able to rescue and release back in the wild 179 pangolins, and we still continue. And the main tool is awareness into schools, into villages, and in small towns around.
And how did you start with the pangolins?
Well, I used to work with Group Match for Elephants and Rhinos, which used to spread awareness all in the whole world. And from there, I heard about the pangolins going extinct. And then from there, I remembered when I was a child, I had seen a pangolin which was killed in the village. So when I remembered that, I started going into different villages now with a photo of a pangolin on my phone, asking everybody if he had ever seen a pangolin. And the only reports I could get were like, oh, we killed one last week, we killed one last month or last year, and things like that. And from there, I now told everybody, please, next time you see a pangolin, don't kill it, but call me. So from there, a few months later, people started calling me, and they were not killing them again. And from there, I went on spreading awareness, telling everybody how innocent the pangolins are. That's how I started. This tree house helps us to teach our fellow community members that you don't need to chop every big tree on your property, but there are other things you can do and earn some income from the very tree. We are involving reformed poachers in vegetables growing. We are changing them from poaching into another lifestyle. This is where we call them and teach them from how to grow, for example, cabbages, green pepper, and things like that. So that you are telling them to stop this and do this. But you need to teach them how to do it.
So, Moses, Pangolin Africa gave us 2 packages, and we could give one to the Kalahari and we give one to you.
Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for the work you do.
This is going to help us in spreading the message to more schools.
Good.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Good. I am fixing our chairs because we cannot buy new ones here. The welding's broke. Frontrunner has been good enough to refund, but we still need to fix it at least to use it for a few more weeks or a few more months until we can get new ones. It's fixed with a wire. Let's hope it works for a while. What is that Popeye muscle there on your arm? Show the people how thick your arm is. You've been exercising.
Yeah. No. I've been bitten by a mysterious thing.
I have a voice recording of the screams, but but it's not nice. So
It's not nice, no, but... Finding DIY solutions with minimal resources, dealing with insect bites, it's all part of our overlanding life. But what is too is special opportunities. Like today, joining Moses and his team back into Bwindi National Park to release a pangolin back into the wild. roses on the way to a little school here. And I think, looking at the map, that we just crossed the border into the Congo. I think officially we crossed the border, but I think we're more or less driving on the border.
So if you have ever seen a pangolin, please raise up your hand.
8 species of pangolins are number 4 in Africa and 4 in Asia.
How can you fight for pangolins? How? You will?
Avoid poaching.
Avoid poaching, good.
Avoid cutting down.
Cutting down of trees, yes, because pangolins, like especially the black and the white bellies, they live in trees. By teaching people how pangolins are important, very good.
We are driving in the forest corners of Uganda, on the border with Congo.
It is really far removed from the larger cities, but a lot of small communities. Everyone either drying their coffee beans or selling some samosas. And yeah, we just visited the school on the mountain. We're overlooking Congo. Quite an experience.
We were just talking about it. If you imagine that we drove all the way up here from South Africa, from Cape Town.
See where we are now and how far we've come actually. This is I think some of the furthest points that we will go from home, at least from Cape Town. And then we'll go a little bit more north over the equator because we need to cross the line. And then probably start turning south again.
I'm first gonna test those samosas. Yeah, I just bought from the boy on the street.
We just drove into Queen Elizabeth National Park, and you can drive through. There's a road through the park which goes to the border town, and it was in a blink of an eye. The landscape just changed from the hills and the communities and the agricultural, and now suddenly we're in this bushveld park, the savanna park. Really sudden and really beautiful.
Roadblock. Grooming roadblock. Look at this place. It's absurd.
That perfect Africa picture that you have of the trees and the views and the green and the animals. Happiness?
Happiness.
We're on top of Pango. Okay, so we just got to the place we want to camp, but there seems to be an elephant in the garden.
Hello.
So we got here, and that elephant there was eating the garden. And there's some at the back there, and then there's quite a few there, like 3 I think there at the back. Apparently they walk through the camp daily. Look at him go. Hello, did you have a good day?
Oh, it was one of the best days in a while. Our laundry also had an amazing day. Oopsie!
We made it to the Northern Hemisphere.
Yes!
We're on the equator. You
I'm-
are over the line, on the line. So does it feel different on the other side? Nice. From here we're just going a little bit more north and then turn south again, so we'll cross the line again. But yeah, this is a special moment.
It is, yeah.
We've gone from the southern hemisphere to the northern hemisphere. Do you feel closer to home? Do you feel more Dutch at the moment? Do you feel the cheese coming closer?
Oh, don't talk about cheese.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go! With the famous Rwenzori Mountains on our left, we headed further north. Ready, Freddy? Ready. Okay, let's go. Hey. Hello.
So, this morning we are going for a small hike around a small lake.
Yeah.
Or crater lake, I'm not sure.
Kianinga.
What?
Lake Kianinga.
Okay,
I don't know if I pronounced it correctly, but
yes.
that's how I read it on the map.
Okay, so small hike, maybe a drink at a lodge, and then back to our camping. And then we head, I think, straight to Entebbe. Yeah, we are probably going to skip Murchison, which I think people will say is stupid. But we have to make choices. It is quite expensive, especially with a foreign car. So choices are made. And then we head to maybe more touristic area, but I think it will be fun again. But first, something active. Good morning.
Good morning! We have a long day of driving ahead of us. We hope to make it to Entebbe later today. Google says it is 6.5 hours drive.
How much for us?
No, we're gonna find out. But it's 7:30, so still have the whole day. So Carla's throwing in 2-stroke oil.
So we got the advice from Rory, the man at the Entebbe Elephant Park with all the Land Rover knowledge, that if you add 1% of 2-stroke oil, I think 1 to 2%, then it will help with some lubrication, but as well as the burning will be cleaner. So I know it's a bit controversial, and some people say no, it doesn't do anything, but we trust Rory. So we're doing it now and then when we get 2-stroke. Maybe that helps with some lesser quality diesel to burn everything a bit clean. So.
As we mentioned, we left 7:30. It's almost 2 o'clock, so it's not too bad, and we're close to where we want to stay the night. But yeah, I'm happy, and we're there.
What you want?
Morning.
Morning.
Where are we?
Entebbe, just south of Kampala, on the Lake Victoria.
Yeah, we found a very cute campsite. Very nice. And breakfast is included. So the luxury is this.
And there's water. And an enclosed shower. That is not Lake Victoria there. But we are close by.
This is the biggest palm tree I've ever seen.
Oh my word.
Gigantic. Where are we?
Entebbe Botanical Gardens. It's like a massive park with, I'm assuming, indigenous trees, but old, big trees. Just there beyond the grass is Lake Victoria. You can see it there.
Although our footage doesn't show it, Lake Victoria is the largest lake in Africa. It's roughly the size of Ireland, or twice the size of the Netherlands. We hit the road through the capital of Uganda, Kampala. As if driving here wasn't hectic enough, there were plenty of campaigning activities going on for the upcoming elections early 2026. We left the busy city of Kampala behind, and we're now driving towards Jinja, and that is not just a city in Uganda.
It's also a source, a big source of the Nile. So that's where Lake Victoria flows into the Nile.
There's an ongoing debate, I believe, about what is the source or what are the sources of the Nile.
This is a big one, so yeah, excited to see the Nile. I've never seen that, so cool.
And there it was, right in front of us. The Nile. Starting its 6,600 kilometer journey to the Mediterranean. And even if you've seen the river elsewhere, there's something surreal about standing at the place where it begins. Knowing this water will travel all the way to Egypt before reaching the sea. It gives the moment a sense of scale, both geographical and historical. We found a slice of heaven to stay for a few days. We used the time to work, rest and chill.
Coffee is served.
What a treat! Just crossed the Nile, and another special thing is about to happen. Pango is gonna hit the 200,000 kilometers on the odometer in a bit. Special day for Pango.
Yes.
And for us.
200,000!
What a milestone!
Yes, we're very proud of Pango, reaching 200,000 kilometers, and which is actually nice because today we will be reaching also our most northern point of our Eastern Southern African trip. So from here we will be turning towards the south again. Well done, Pango. What is unfortunate is that today Pango has started to squeak again.
And we all know that there's one person in this car who loves a good squeak.
Yeah, but yeah, it's as if he's trying to tell us something. We replaced the master cylinder of the clutch in Arusha about 3,000 kilometers ago, and after that it was fine. There was no sound and there was no creaking, and yeah, now it's back. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna spray everything with WD-40 or Q20, but I'm worried that it might be the cylinder again. Nothing is leaking, but it doesn't feel good. So, Pango, we are going home. We are heading south, due south, but it will be still a little while. Doesn't sound happy, yeah? Does not sound happy.
Our last destination in Uganda was another one for the books. Sipi Falls. It's a chain of 3 waterfalls on the slopes of Mount Elgon, each one more dramatic than the last.
With your hand on your heart, please tell me which way to go, 'cause I sure don't know.
trails wind through villages and Arabica coffee plantations, with sweeping views of the valley at every turn. It's one of Uganda's most beautiful highland landscapes and the perfect way to end our journey across the country.
With your heart on your sleeve, it's a fine line between letting go and losing control. So I take my love and hide it away from those who steal till I find my way. How will I call? How will I call? How will I call? I can't sleep, but I'm hardly awake. A limbo dance, such a fine romance. Bit by bit, I am slowly waking to see what's real.
Washing off the dirt. This marks the end of our Uganda trip, I think. Tomorrow we head to the border with Kenya. Thank you all so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed our Uganda trip as much as we did. And hope to see you next time in Kenya.